Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata-sevayā Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Aradhyo Bhagavan Vrajesha Tanaya Stadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachitupasana Vrajavadhu Vargena Va Kalpita Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Pramanam Prema Pumartho Maha Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhur Matamidam Tatradharana Para Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas, thank you for joining. We are reading Srimad-Bhāgavatam Canto 10, Chapter 42, entitled the Breaking of the Sacrificial Bow. We're in the last section of this chapter where Krishna and Balaram have already the story of Kubja we discussed. Then they have broken the bow, and now they are dealing with they are heading towards the wrestling arena. The next day has happened. Kamsa was seeing a lot of bad omens. We saw that yesterday. So now we'll move on to the further and see what happens in the next verses. We read text 32 yesterday. The night was over. The next day came, and Kamsa set about arranging for the grand wrestling festival. So the wrestling match is going to happen very, very soon. Let's complete this chapter today. 33 to 38 we'll try to read today. Anarcho Purusharangam Turya Bheryascha Jagrinire Manchas Chalan Kritas Srigbhi Pataka Chailat Toranai. Translation by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The king's men performed the ritual worship of the wrestling arena, sounded their drums and other instruments, and decorated the viewing galleries with garlands, flags, ribbons, and arches. This is quite straightforward. They are prepping for the grand world wrestling tournament, which is going to happen. It was not really a tournament because Kamsa was planning to kill Krishna and Balram in the disguise of this tournament. Because imagine this, Chalur and Mushtika were so huge monsters, and Krishna and Balram are gentle 11, 12-year-old boys. What's the match between an 11-year-old and a big Hulk? But that was the disguise. That was the conspiracy that Kamsa had arranged. And now they're setting up this festival arena with flags, garlands. So Vishnu Thakur mentions Kamsa's servants decorate the arena with auspicious pots and other things, kettle drums, sticks, etc. The next day has begun and they have started the preparation. Let's read the next verse. Would someone like to read, please? Anyone?
Yes, please.
Yes.
तेषु पौरः जनापदा ब्रह्मक्षेत्र पुरोगमः यथोपजोषं विविशु राजा नश्च कृतासनः. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. The city dwellers and residents of the outlying districts, led by Brahmins and Kshatriyas, came and sat down comfortably in the galleries. The royal guests received special seats. Hare Krishna.
So it seems now the time is coming, the people are also coming in. And everyone is taking their seats. We saw this. We want to see some images. We have some images here. Not this one. This was the breaking of the bow. Yeah, this one is the festival. They're setting up the festival, the omens of doom, the different signs he was noticing. It's quite straightforward that everyone is coming in and sitting in the galleries. Text 35. Someone wants to read?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, I can try, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Kamsa parivruto matrai raja mancha upavishat mandaleshvara majjasto hrudayena vidhuyata. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Disciple Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Surrounded by his ministers, Kamsa took his seat on the imperial dais, but even as he sat amidst his various provincial rulers, his heart trembled.
Why was his heart trembling? Kamsa's heart?
Because the day before he broke the bow, and when the people were chasing him, his people, and he started fighting with them. So, and he killed so many demons in the Vrindavan, whatever demon Kamsa was sending. So now the time came so that, so he's trembling that he will get killed today, or because of the bad omens he saw yesterday night in the dream. So many things.
Hmm.
I was thinking. I was thinking he was fearful, right? He was fearful. And he knows that somewhere in the heart that this is the going, because from the beginning, also, even when Devaki was married, and that time when he heard about his death, the eighth son of, he was fearful, and the whole, he was completely fearful. So something, fear is born from adharma, opposition to dharma. So Kamsa was not afraid because he was weak. He was afraid because he was not the side of dharma. He was against the inevitable. So it's like, when we say that dharmo rakshati dharma. If you're side of dharma, it protects you. And if you're not, then it feels unsafe and fearful. So he knew that in his heart he was have this. I'm thinking in this way that he has this kind of thought that it may be the his last day of his life. So yeah.
Nice. Thank you for Priti Mataji, Radha Bhyarani Mataji for making those points. In the chapter.
This is the first time Kamsa is seeing Krishna, right? Today, until now, he didn't see Krishna from childhood, right?
It appears to me like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Face to face. In the Bhagavad Gita, also chapter 1, text 19, we see this, that Kauravas were high in number, but the Yuddha was in Dharma Kshetra. And Prabhupada also mentions Jayastu Pandu Putranam Yesham Paksha Janardana. Yesham Paksha, जिसके पक्ष में जनार्दन है, धर्म है. Jayastu Pandu Putranam. Their victory is certain. Even the last verse of Bhagavad Gita concludes with that. What's that verse?
Yatra Yogeshwar Partha Tat Yatra Yogeshwar Partha Tat
Yatra
Dhanur.
Yogeshwar Kṛṣṇa.
Yeah,
Yogeshwar is Kṛṣṇa.
Yatra Yogeshwar Krishna. Tatra
Yatra
Partho
Partha.
Dhanur. Yeah, sorry. Yatra Yogeshwar Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara, Tatra Shir Vijaya Bhutir, Dhruvam Nitir Matir Mama.
Right. Where there is Krishna, where there is Arjuna, there certainly will be victory. So here, Krishna was on the side of Pandavas, although they were fewer in number, but the hearts of Kauravas was trembling. Vidin, shattered is the word. Here, trembling, shattered, similar words we see here. His heart was trembling. Viduyata, Hridyena, his heart was shattering. Why? Because he was on the side of adharma. And beautiful purport Prabhupada mentions here that the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra are shattered by the sound vibrated by the Pandavas' party. This is due to the Pandavas and their confidence in Lord Krishna. One who takes shelter, beautiful line here, of Lord, Supreme Lord has nothing to fear, even in the midst of the greatest calamity. So beautiful line. Take home for today. One who has taken shelter of the Supreme Lord has nothing to fear. Abhayam. Even in the greatest calamity. But one who is not on the side of Krishna, like Kamsa, he had strength, power, warriors, kingdom, queens, everything, but he's trembling here. And Krishna, he didn't come with army, he didn't come with, like armors and guns or whatever military strength. He just came like with cowherd boys, a few, and maybe his dad and some other uncles, some men and some cowherd boys came. That's it. But why is his heart shattering? Because he's on the side of adharma. Prahlad Maharaj was also alone. His heart never shattered, but Hiranyakashipu's heart was shattering, although he was the ruler of the three worlds. So, where Krishna is there is no fear. He is going to protect, as we see here, from the greatest dangers, from the greatest calamity. One should have that faith. Avashya Rakshibe Krishna iti Vishwasa. This is a surrender, or this is a symptom of surrender. Shadvida Sharanagati, one of the 6 symptoms of surrender. How can we understand someone is surrendered or someone has taken real shelter of Krishna? He has faith. Avashya Rakshibe Krishna. This is one of the 6 symptoms. Krishna is going to protect me. Mare Krishna Rakhe Krishna Mareke. If Krishna is there, what can anyone else do? And if Krishna wants to kill, what can anyone else do? So here, again, his heart was trembling. But one who is fearless, one who is devotee of Krishna, is fearless. So in short, we should try to, and we may not, we may be somewhere in the journey, but the practical lesson is we should learn to be more and more dependent on Krishna. And of course, do our best. That doesn't mean that we say, okay, Krishna is going to save me and I don't need to lock my car, I don't need to lock my door. That's not the meaning. We should use our best intelligence, do our best, but have faith ultimately Krishna is going to take care. Text 36. Anyone?
Prabhu, I can read?
Yes, Maharaj.
Can I read couple because it's very short? Dandavat pranam devotees. Vadyamaneshu turyeshu mallatalotta reshu cha mallaha swalankkrutaha drupta sopadhyayah samasata. Synonym, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. While the musical instruments loudly played in the rhythmic meters appropriate for wrestling matches, the lavishly ornamented wrestlers proudly entered the arena with their coaches and sat down. Shall I read again one more, or is that okay? Chanuraho mushtikaha kuta shalasto shala evacha ta ase durupasthanam valguvadya praharshitaha. In translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Enthused by the pleasing music, Chanura Mushtika Kuta Shala Toshala sat down on the wrestling mat. So here, very important thing is about that the pleasing music, or the music is used to bring the rajas rasa, is to passion for fighting. Even when we read about Bhagavad Gita, there's a description of the different musical instruments were played. Tutari, and these instruments are for increasing the moral of the soldiers too. You know, you can still remember the songs that you probably watched in when you were kids. It's because that music has a memory attached to it. And the second thing is that music is somehow considered divine. Even there's in Bhagavatam shloka about how Kṛṣṇa first created 7 swaras, Saregama Dhani. This is created at the part of creation. You know, Om is created, and soon after, the 7 swaras are created. And then other aspect of music, there's a story about Tansen and Akbar. Tansen was very, very amazing, I believe Vaishnava, but singer. And his guru was even better. And Akbar wanted to really, used to be really happy with Tansen's music. And he said, no, my guru is much better. And when he said, you should just come and watch him. But he doesn't play for, you know, courtesans or kings and stuff. So we have to hide. So he says, they go into the jungle, and there his guru starts singing. And he's really really praying. That music is so prayerful, in the mood of devotion. He's calling Kṛṣṇa, and also he's calling the rain, and the rain starts falling, and the whole atmosphere is mesmerized. And Akbar agrees, oh my God, this kind of music I've never heard. It's like he took me to the spiritual world. And Tansen at that time says, that's because it wasn't rain. It was tears of Kṛṣṇa that were falling from the sky. This story is in Gita-mṛta by Shishtastakam Prabhu, who's my god brother. I just wanted to add that. Thank you, Prabhu. Back to you. Hare Krishna. So music is so powerful.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji, for beautifully explaining. So you can imagine this grand entry of these heavyweight wrestlers, Chanura, Mushtika, Kuta, Shala, Toshala. So they were very, very powerful, each of them. And so first the audience entered, the king also entered, took his place, and now the wrestlers also entered. Now we go to the last verse of this chapter, text 38. Anyone wants to read this? Who has not read yet?
I can read, Prabhu.
Yes.
Nanda Gopadeyo Gopa Bhojiraja Samahuta Nivedito Payanasta Ekasmin Mancha Avishan. Translation. Nand Maharaj and other cowherds, summoned by the king of the Bhojas, presented him with their offerings, and then took their seats in one of the galleries. Purport. According to Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta, the word Samahuta indicates that King Kans respectfully called the leaders of Braj forward so that they could make their offerings to the central government. Excuse me. According to the Acharya, Kans assured Nanda as follows: My dear king of Vraj, you are the most important of my village rulers. Yet, even though you have come to Mathura from your cowherd village, you have not come to visit me. Is that because you are frightened? Don't think that your two sons are bad because they broke the bow. I invited them here because I heard they were extremely powerful, and I have arranged this wrestling match as a test of their strength. So please come forward without hesitation. Don't be afraid. Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur further states that Nand Maharaj noticed his two sons were not present, apparently out of disrespect for King Kan's order. They had taken the morning off and gone elsewhere. Thus, Kans had delegated some cowherd men to go look for them and advise them to behave properly and come back to the wrestling arena. The Acharya also states that the reason Nand and other cowherd men sat in the galleries was that they could not find any sitting place on the royal dais. Yeah. So yeah, Nand Maharaj and other from the Braj, and they also present in that arena to see that match. And but yeah, it's there the Lord is not there, Krishna and Balram yet. So I think somewhere I heard that they don't want to see that um wrestling match. Something, is that true? That's why they just yeah, just overruled the order of Kansa and they go somewhere else. Um, but yeah, Prabhupada here, and I mean the disciples of the Prabhupada writing here that they couldn't find any place. So they sat in the galleries and yeah. Uh, yes, Prabhu. Do you know the reason why they had taken morning off and gone elsewhere?
I only know what's mentioned here. It's mentioned that all they, out of disrespect for Kamsa's order, right? You are not the king. We are the king, right? We'll decide the rule. So the king is saying, hey, guys, behave properly. Send some people to get them back to wrestling arena. So that's all
And
is
very surprisingly, the thing is that he himself, like, previous verses we read that his heart was trembling, and he himself is saying that you have not come to visit me because you are frightened, and don't think that your sons are bad, or I just invited them just to know them, that how much they are powerful or their strength is there. So still he has that, is trying to overcome his fear, although he's fearful, and but still he's just trying to hide up their fears. And because there is a two difference, right? In the, as you have mentioned, then I was remembering that Arjuna was also trembling when by seeing their own kinsman, then how he will going to fight, and he was trembling, and but he surrendered to the Lord and he became fearless. Right. There are many verses in Bhagavatam is talking about that, mm, simply just by Yasyaham Vishruyamanayam, Krishna Param Purusha. Even Arjuna also they say that Krishna Krishna Mahabaho Bhaktanam Abhyankara. So he himself gave the fearlessness to the heart of the devotees, right? And but here Kansa is fearful, he's trembling, but he is still being arrogant, and he's thinking that he is not even surrendering, and even of course that's a different thing, but there the situation was same, the decision can be different, right? Arjun took a decision to take surrender to the Lord, and he became fearless, and he um, stand against to the Lord, so he was fearful.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji, for sharing. Here is a pictorial representation of this whole section from 32 to 38. This ends the chapter. So they were setting up the arena, they purified the arena, flags, festoons, sacrifice, then everyone gathered, music. Kamsa came, heart was trembling, then Nanda and others, the cowherd community, offered some gifts to king, and finally these wrestlers came. But our our hero has not yet entered, he's missing in action. So he was going to enter in the next chapter. And to give a high-level summary of this chapter, Krishna's arrival in Mathura. So in this chapter, we see a few themes here. First is the interaction with Kubja and how Krishna beautifies her, straightens her. And we discussed that it represents Mother Earth also, and it represents actually our condition also. We are also burdened by our anarthas, and we become crooked. So we discuss that in great length, how we should pray to Krishna to straighten us. And we also discussed yesterday that Kubjari is none other than Dash in from Ramayana. Who knows?
Shurpanakha.
Shurpanakha. And what did she do after the nose was chopped off? What did she do?
Tapasya underwater.
She-
Yes, for 10,000 years she did tapasya. Lord Shiva came, and then Lord Shiva gave the benediction that you'll become Kubja and you'll get this association of the Supreme Lord in the end of end of Dwapar Yuga. So that's how Kubja, and then Kubja invited the Lord, and there was the 10 effects of Cupid were also discussed. And then comes the breaking of the sacrificial bow. Krishna, at sacrificial arena, the prior evening, breaks the bow. Not only that, he kills. Krishna and Balaram use the half bow each to destroy the Kamsa's warriors. And then Kamsa is having a hard time. In and out, he's thinking of Krishna, but in a very fearful way. He's seeing all the bad, inauspicious omens like reflection without the head, donkeys, two moons, many, many inauspicious omens he's seeing. And then he is sleepless, he's nervous, he's very fearful. And then comes the setup of the the wrestling arena, which you just read today. Any comments, thoughts? Anything struck you in this chapter you want to highlight or reiterate? Okay. I guess we can then move on. We have time. Move on to the next chapter, which is chapter 43, entitled Krishna Kills the Elephant, Kuvalyapida. So a new chapter begins. Would someone like to read the summary here? Was not read, yes.
Hare Krishna devotees. This chapter tells how Lord Krishna killed the lordly elephant Kovalyapida. How Krishna and Balram entered the wrestling arena and what Krishna said to the wrestler Kanura. After finishing their early morning rituals, Krishna and Balram held kettle drums heralding the start of the wrestling match, and they went to see the festivities. At the gate of the wrestling arena, they encountered an elephant named Kovalyapida, who attacked Krishna at the urging of his keeper. The mighty elephant grabbed at Kṛṣṇa with his trunk, but the Lord struck back and then disappeared from the beast's sight among his legs. Enraged at not being able to see Kṛṣṇa, Kavalyapida sought him out with his sense of smell and seized him. But the Lord pulled loose. In this way, Kṛṣṇa teased and tormented Kavalyapida, finally yanking out one of his tusks and beating him and his keepers to death. Sprinkled with the elephant's blood and carrying one of his tusks on his shoulder as a weapon, Lord Kṛṣṇa appeared unprecedentedly beautiful as he entered the wrestling arena. There, the various classes of people saw him in different ways according to their specific relationship with him. When King Kamsa heard about Kṛṣṇa and Balram had killed Kavalyapida, he realized they were invincible and became filled with anxiety. The members of the audience, on the other hand, became joyful as they reminded one another about the Lord's amazing pastime. The people declared that Kṛṣṇa and Balram must be two expansions of the Supreme Lord Narayana, who has descended into the house of Vasudeva. Kanura then stepped forward and challenged Kṛṣṇa and Balram to wrestle. Seeing King Kamsa wished to see such a match, Kṛṣṇa replied, "Although we are merely nomadic forest folk, we are nonetheless subjects of the king. Thus, we will not hesitate to please him with an exhibition of wrestling." As soon as Kanura heard this, he suggested that Kṛṣṇa should wrestle him and that Balram should wrestle Mustika. Jai Shri Krishna.
Well, this is cha. When we read this word, we'll see is basically cha in Sanskrit. Thank you, Prabhu, for reading this summary. So what are the key themes here? Krishna liberates Kavalyapida, the elephant. And then there is a huge uproar by the Mathuravasis. So we're doing a bird's eye view. His Grace Gauranga Darshan Prabhu suggests this technique in his course, Art of Teaching and Studying Scriptures. This is a bird's eye view. Like, what is in this chapter? So mainly three themes are there. One is killing of Kavalyapida. Number two, the Mathuravasis' joy and uproar on seeing their hero, right? And number three is the conversation between Chanura and Krishna. The fight doesn't really happen here. Chanura and Mushtika are not really killed in this chapter. That's going to come in the next chapter. But here are those are the three themes which we are going to study. Okay. Text number 1. Anyone wants to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I'll try to.
Yes, ma'am.
Hare Krishna devotees and Bhakt Pranam all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Sri Sukha Uvacha Atha Krishnascha Ramascha Krita Socho Param Tapa Malladundu Vinirghosam Srutva Drashtum Upayetuhu. Translation and purport by the disciple of His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Sukadev Goswami said, O justicer of enemies, Krishna and Balarama, having executed all necessary purification, then heard the kettle drums resounding at the wrestling arena, and they went there to see what was happening. Purport. Sridhara Swami explains the words Krita Sacho, having executed all necessary purification, as follows. 2 days previously, Krishna and Balaram had executed their purification, their relief from offense, by performing heroic deeds. The Lord's reasoned, even after we have made our power known by breaking the bow and by performing other feats, our parents have still not secured freedom. Kamsa is again trying to kill them. Therefore, although he is our maternal uncle, it will not be wrong for us to kill him. They assured their offenselessness by this reasoning. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Mataji, for reading this. And also share there's some footnotes on Atha, next. The word is used here, Atha, next. Signifies that early in the morning, without telling their father and elders, went on the bank of Yamuna with their friends. Before washing their faces and hands, they said, "Oh friends, listen to the drums announcing the wrestling match. Let us now leave here and go to the arena." Then everyone quickly went to see the wrestling match. It looks like they went to the Yamuna to do some rituals, some purificatory rituals. Krita Suchau. Although the Lord is all purifying, right? His name is all purifying. One who remembers him becomes all pure inside and outside. But the Lord teaches by his example also that he's also many times acting like a normal human being. And as soon as they heard, they were excited. Oh, let's watch the match. They didn't know that they were going to be that the plan is to kill. Of course, the Lord knows everything, but the other cowherd boys and all, they don't know, and they never think Kṛṣṇa as supreme. So they're all excited, and let's see what's going on, and go and have this wrestling tournament. Text 2, anyone wants to read? Anyone who has not yet read, please.
I can read, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandattanam. Rangadvaram samasadhya tasminnagam avasthitam apasyat kuvalaya pidam Krishno ambasta prachoditam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. When Lord Krishna reached the entrance to the arena, he saw the elephant Kuvalaya Pida blocking his way at the urging of his keeper. Purport: the elephant keeper revealed his malicious intent by blocking Lord Krishna's entrance into the arena. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
This was the evil plan of Kamsa. That he had put barriers one after the other. As soon as they enter, this elephant would try to kill them. That was the evil intent. It was his diplomacy. So, at the door of this wrestling arena, they saw this elephant keeper, and he told what the intent was. The intent was basically to kill this, and this elephant was so mighty. It is mentioned in the Garga Samhita. I'll read who was this elephant in previous life. In the past life, this Kuvalyapida was Mandagati, the powerful son of King Bali. Son of King Bali, Mandagati. Once, while visiting the deity at Sri Rangam, Mandagati wandered through the temple grounds with a lack of regard for others. He roamed as if the entire space belonged exclusively to him, obviously to the presence of other devotees. Sorry, oblivious to, bhaad mein jaye duniya, right? Roaming as if mera is everything belongs to me, sab kuch mera. May you become an sorry. He made loud noises. Observing this reckless behavior, sage Kusha cursed Mandagati. May you become elephant, he declared. Thus, in the next life, Mandagati was born as Kuvalyapida. Kuvalyapida became a part of the evil king Jarasandha's army camp. One day, Kuvalyapida ventured away from Jarasandha's camp and caused a disturbance in Kamsa's camp. Enraged, Kamsa held Kuvalyapida and threw him 80 miles away near Jarasandha's camp. Jarasandha wondered, my elephant has the strength of hundreds of elephants. Who is this powerful person who had the ability to throw him 10 yojanas, 80 miles away? Searching for that warrior, Jarasandha came to Kamsa's camp and said, I am very impressed by your strength and courage. I wish to make you my. Who's going to complete that? I wish to make you my
Son-in-law.
In-law. Son-in-law.
son-in-law. Yes. Please accept my two daughters. Who knows the names?
Asti and
Mahavati.
Prapti.
Yes, as your wives. And Kamsa agreed. So this Kuvalyapida had a great role in this alliance. He became the matchmaker by being thrown, by Kamsa. This Kamsa, imagine, can we throw even a ball 80 miles away? Right? We cannot throw 80 feet away, right? It's going to be hard. What to speak of miles? And Kuvalyapida was not an ordinary elephant. This elephant had strength of hundreds of elephants. So Kamsa agreed. Who was the Asti and Prapti? Those are the two wives, right? Hmm? Kamsa agreed, and Kuvalyapida became the instrument in Kamsa's marriage, remaining in Kamsa's service thereafter. So Kuvalyapida was given to Kamsa. Kuvalyapida encountered Kṛṣṇa and Balaram upon their arrival in Mathura city. In the attempt to kill them, Kuvalyapida attacked Kṛṣṇa only to meet his final liberation at the hands of the Lord. So that's the old previous life. Who was he in the previous life?
Son of Bali Maharaj.
What was his name?
Mandagati.
Mandagati.
Mandagati. Mandagati. Right? जिसकी गति मंद हो गई. And elephants are also in some way said to be dull-headed also because they are huge, but they easily fall in trap of the sense of touch, right? And elephants are also known that when they are in their like madness, then they can, they cannot be controlled by anything. But a tiny Mahavat, the elephant, he takes charge of the huge elephant, and then the elephant runs on his fingers. Talking about elephant, elephants are very much used in many temples. And I want to share a brief story about a great elephant which I heard from His Grace Amrindra Prabhu when he came not this year, but last year to Fort Lauderdale, which we go when he comes every year. So he shared this story of this great elephant at Guruvayur temple. His name is Keshavan. So I don't recall all the details, but beautiful, amazing pastime of this Keshavan, the story at Guruvayur temple. So the story goes back about 100 years back, where a king offered this elephant to the Guruvayur, which is Kṛṣṇa. And the elephant was named Keshavan. He was very, very noble, kind from the very, very beginning. He would not disturb anyone. Every day he would come for Mangal Aarti. Every day he would outside the courtyard. Very, very holy, very, very, and he would only take Krishna Prasad. And nothing else. He would follow all the Ekadashis also. And he would bend his front legs to offer pranams, like Panchang Pranam. He never harmed anyone, although he was huge. So time passed, and over there's a race, elephant race also. That who would win first, they would get the honor to carry the lot upon them. Year after year, Keshavan was so eager, enthusiastic to win the race. He would always win the race for many, many years and decades. And then he would host or he would carry the lot. So he was such a great devotee, and when his time came that he had to leave his body, people used to, or his carriers, because now he's old, they left him little bit the outskirts of the temple, so that because elephant is huge, and if he leaves the body in the premises or around the premises, then it's not very auspicious. So he was living in the outskirts for the last few months, and then the race time came. And somehow, from nowhere, this Keshavan comes and wins his final race. And then he carries the Lord. And then when it's time of leaving the body, then he goes away so that the Lord's service is not disturbed and the temple stays pure. Even till date, there is, when pilgrims come to this Guruvayur temple, there is some Keshavans, these tusks are still there. And you can go and see. There are some nice pictures of honoring Keshavan. It's a long story that how Keshavan, although being an elephant, was a pure devotee. And for years and decades, he did amazing, amazing service to the Lord. So we never know how the Lord may take service from even an elephant. But here, Kuvalyapida is not that kind of elephant. He is Kamsa's elephant or Jarasandha's elephant. He is there to attack Krishna. He's very powerful too. We just read. So let's see what happens further. Text 3. Anyone wants to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I can.
Yes.
Baddhava parikaram shauri sammuyya kutila lakan uvacha hastipam vacha meghanada gabhiraya. Translation and purport by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Securely binding up his clothes and tying back his curly locks, Lord Krishna addressed the elephant keeper with words as grave as the rumbling of a cloud. Purport: Lord Krishna was obviously preparing for a fight. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the Lord put aside his jacket, tightened his belt, and tied back his hair. Hare Krishna. So, Lord Krishna is preparing for a fight with the elephant.
Thank you, Mataji. So beautiful here. So Krishna is getting ready. Hairs, shirt, etc. He is getting ready. We see that Krishna does that many places, like jumping on Kaliya, he does that, or in other places, when he's like, it's quite natural also. When you are doing things where your body will move a lot, you like doing yoga or running, like your long hairs, right? Curly locks hair. You want to make sure they are all set. So Krishna, Alakan, Kutila, Alakan, curly locks of hairs. He समूह या एक साथ कर दिया, उनको समूह में कर दिया, group. So basically he tied them. Next verse, anyone wants to read? Who has not read, would like to read, please? Sharma Mataji, Pallavi Mataji, you want to read?
I can read, but there is a lot of noise from the background.
That's fine. We are in the wrestling arena, so it's all good.
Ambashtham no dehyapakram machiram no cheta sakunjaram Antya nayami yamasadhanam. Translation by Śrī Bhaktivedanta Śrīla Prabhupada. Lord Krishna said, "O driver, move aside at once and let us pass. If you don't, this very day I will send both you and your elephant to the abode of Yamaraj." Thank you, Prabhuji.
Haribol. Thank you so much, Mataji. Yama Sadana. Yama Sadana. I will send you. Krishna is saying. Ambhasta, repeating. And with what kind of voice? We said with a grave voice, with grave words, rumbling of a cloud. If you want your life, move aside, right? Give us a margam, move aside without delay. Machiram, chira means long time. Machiram means swift, quickly. Nayuchit, if you don't do so, sa kunjaram, along with your elephant. Narova, kunjova, kunja means elephant. Tva adya nayami, I will send you where? Yamasadhanam. Yam ke ghar mein, the abode of Yamaraj. So this phrase Yamasadhanam also indicates liberation because it is attained, sadhyate, prapyate by Yama, control of the mind. And of course, we know if Krishna kills someone, no, it's not just they get some kind of liberation, depends on the mood. Talking about elephant, we hear about the mad elephant offense also in the bhakti life. What is that what is that offense? What is the mad elephant offense? Anyone knows? Other behind Mataji?
Committing the same offense again and again, knowingly.
Committing same offense again and again. Okay. Anyone else? The mad elephant offense in the bhakti is
Vaishnava Prad.
Vaishnava Prad. Yes. Vaishnava Prad. Hati Mattaha. So this destroys our Bhakti Lata Bij. It's like a wild elephant trampling the Bhakti Lata Bij. No hope. So all offenses are serious, dangerous, but to commit the offense against a devotee is considered very dangerous. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that an offense to a devotee is just like a mad elephant run loose. When the mad elephant runs in the garden, it tramples on all the plants. Similarly, an offense upon the lotus feet of a pure Vaishnava murders one's position in devotional service. So, something else connected to the elephant here. Okay, so this will continue. Krishna has ordered the elephant and his carrier to move aside, otherwise they'll go to Yamaloka. We will see if the elephant carrier obeys Krishna's order or not tomorrow. So thank you so much for joining. We'll pause here for the day. Granthra Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purana ki jai, Jagat Guru Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Samved Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhya cha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Jai Śrīla Prabhupada.
Thank you,
Thank you
Prabhuji.
so much.
Hare Paul.